Hey there guys, Raj here. I hope you guys are well, and today's review is going to be on a fragrance from the Italian brand of Ermenegildo Zegna, and this is part of their Essenze collection. This fragrance is called Javanese Patchouli, and I've been working off this, what's happened here? I've been working off this decant, which is about a 10 ml decant, and I'm about uh, probably about 40% used. So yeah, probably used about 4 ml of this. So got a good idea of what this fragrance is all about. So Ermenegildo Zegna, Italian fashion brand. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they only make menswear. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But in terms of their menswear, I really like their clothing. It's quite expensive, but it's one of those brands where if I could get to the stage in my life where I could like quite comfortably afford Zegna's clothing, I think like quite a lot of my wardrobe would be made up of their polo shirts and jumpers and stuff like that. Some of the tailoring is quite nice as well. So Zegna, they had this Essenze collection, which is basically their version of like a higher end fragrance line. You know, almost all of the designer brands have this. They have their mainstream collection, which are basically slightly cheaper, and then they have their higher end collection, which is not sort of distributed all over the place. Having said that, I have seen this Essenze collection in quite a few places, including duty free. So in terms of prices for this one, I've just got the details on my phone. In terms of the prices, you have two bottle sizes, which is good. You have a 75 ml, which will cost you around £87, and a 125 ml, which will cost you around 130 odd pounds, depending on where you shop. I'll show you the bottle, which I've just got from the website, so you guys can get an idea of what to look out for. And in this fragrance, the notes are, one second, you've got what they call Zegna bergamot. So they've like almost trademarked it or something. Basically, what Zegna have done is that they have a patch of land or a supply of Italian bergamot, which they kind of have like the rights to, or something along those lines. So they've, it's basically bergamot, right? So then you've also got Javanese patchouli. You've got pink pepper, tonka bean, and cedarwood. So for me, this is a fragrance that is very linear and basically showcases patchouli in all its glory. And I think you have to like patchouli to like this fragrance. It has a decent amount of longevity, anything between 6 and 8 hours. Not a monster, but definitely it's not a quiet fragrance. Projection is strong in the opening. But then does settle not to a skin scent. It's very noticeable, but it's not like a loud fragrance really. And when it comes to patchouli-based fragrances, I think that's the best. That's a good idea. I think patchouli is quite a strong note, and you don't really want to be. Well, I don't want to be projecting all over the place, you know. Okay. So I would wear this in more formal occasions. That's just my preference. You can wear it any way you like, but for me it suits a more formal occasion, dressed up, that kind of thing. If you work in a formal work environment, do a couple of sprays underneath your shirt. I think that's a good idea. For me, it's very, very masculine. You know, obviously anybody can wear anything, but for me, some fragrances smell better on certain genders, and for me this smells like a very masculine fragrance. It's quite a strong and bold aroma overall, and I think it will be better suited on a man, if I'm honest. Seasons, for me it feels like cooler and colder weather fragrance. What that means to you, it's all relative. In the UK, I like to wear this in autumn time. Winter is pretty good, and I've been wearing this over the past few weeks actually also, when it's starting to look a bit cooler. Okay, so I think I mentioned performance and all of that. Okay, what does it smell like? Well, this fragrance basically is all about patchouli, and it really showcases it very, very well. It has the typical aromas of this wonderful powdery cocoa, dark chocolate as well mixed in there as well. So you've got like solid dark chocolate and then cocoa powder all together. You've got this almost like tobacco leaf, like proper tobacco leaf. So I was in Cuba earlier this year and got to smell tobacco leaves growing in the barns in Cuba, and they smell like so aromatic and green and earthy, and there is a little bit of that in here, maybe coming from the patchouli, or maybe it's a mixture between the patchouli and the cedarwood, giving this kind of overall of slightly woody type fragrance. It's really wonderful. It does smell like very dry, and it doesn't really have a sweetness, to be honest. I know there's bergamot in here and tonka bean, but I don't get any of that. I don't get any sweetness. It's quite dry and woody, and yeah, really, really, really good. It's quite a linear fragrance, actually, pretty much most of the time what you get. I do get this feeling like, you know, in the wintertime, if you guys wear a scarf or you wear a jacket, and sometimes that's, well, especially the scarf, will pick up the scents of the fragrances that you're wearing. It kind of reminds me of like, you've been wearing different types of fragrances, more heavier, woody, patchouli-based fragrances. You've put your scarf and your jacket back into your wardrobe, and this wardrobe inside, because it's made out of wood, has a particular aroma, and then you take that out and you've got all these aromas mixing in together. If you guys can see, let me try and point at it properly. See this thing over here? That's the Indian mango wood. It's basically like a TV cabinet kind of thing. But I also have the same thing for my clothes wardrobe, and inside I've hung this. It's like a sandalwood sachet which perfumes the air. So I've got that. I've got the natural scent of the wood, and my scarf hanging up, which sort of seems to just absorb all these different scents that I'm wearing during colder weather times. Kind of gives me this feeling of Javanese patchouli, actually, a little bit. It's a great fragrance. I don't think it's going to be loved by everyone. I really think you have to like this almost bitterness and slightly smokiness from the patchouli to love this fragrance. But if you do, it's a great fragrance to check out. For me, it is a little bit too linear. I wouldn't mind a few more ingredients going on. But that actually, as I've been getting to know this Zegna collection, and there are going to be a few more reviews from this line from me over the next few weeks, as I've been getting to know this line, they really do take one ingredient and try to sort of bring it to life and highlight that one ingredient. So they've done it well. I think they've done what they're trying to achieve. Overall, as a fragrance, I wouldn't mind a little bit more going on, to be honest, but it is a pretty good fragrance. I'm not sure if I would get a full bottle. I would be happy with another one of these 10 ml decants though. I'm going to go with a rating of 8 out of 10. Guys, have you tried this fragrance? Do you like the scent of patchouli? What about other fragrances from this line? I've also got in decant form Haitian vetiver, Indonesian oud, and I think it's Mediterranean neroli, which I'll be talking about hopefully soon. Have you tried them? Do you like them? Let me know your thoughts. Also check out my Instagram page, and feel free to subscribe to this channel if you like what you see. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.